I thought I'd share. Got my first final paycheck from Farmers Cheese for the grade B market. And last month I showed what my final check from DFA was as grade A. And I'm going to show you compared to what grade B is. And I'm going to just highlight some of the pay differences. If you want to see, went through their check pretty extensive last month explaining how they paid. And it's basically the same, but they just pay on different things. Different deductions is what the difference with the pay is. But first I was going to answer a question somebody asked me because I was shut off, if I could still send milk. Well, yeah, but that's part of the problem is in our area there is getting to be limited where you can send milk. Basically all I know right now is DFA, this grade B market, and through Farmers Union. And none of them want milk. I mean, there's surplus of milk out there, they say. Nobody wants milk. Nobody wants shippers. I think what's going on here at DFA is partially they want to get rid of the smaller guys, get the bigger guys or whatever. But because my quality standards weren't meeting grade A, that's why I got shut off. And I've been trying to figure out how to make a video explaining this, but I think they're manipulating some of these numbers somewhat because there's no way that what I was trying to do to correct it wouldn't see a result. So like I said, I think they were screwing around somewhat, but yeah, my counts were in violation levels or not up to the standards to meet, and because I had so many, that's why they shut me off. And that's one thing with DFA. They have a marketing agreement, and part of that agreement is, I gotta sell them the milk, and that's that letter from the last video what was getting canceled. But part of it is they can't shut me off just because they have too much milk. Basically, they can only shut me off for chronic quality violations, and that's basically what was happening. So that's why they shut off, and I got into grade B. Because Farmers Union, as far as I'm concerned, no sense going there. They're in the same boat. In fact, they might even be a worse situation where DFA has processing capacity. Farmers Union don't. They do the same thing DFA does. They have contracts. They're filling the contracts. And some of the stories I'm hearing is some of these contracts weren't going to get renewed because there's too much milk out there. And one point is, I don't know the guy for certain, but somebody I was talking to again today, that was what was brought up, where at the end of the month he has no place to ship milk. He milks about 100 cows, and where DFA has that yearly contract, everybody else is basically month to month, and they can shut them off just because they have too much milk. And like I say, part of the story I was hearing, some of the Farmers Union contracts weren't getting renewed. So like I say, he has no place to ship milk at the end of the month. I don't know if he can get into grade B. Like I say, nobody wants the milk. I think the only reason why, one of the main reasons why I'm still able to send milk or send in here, because my milk was already going here. So they're not gaining or losing nothing. I'm just on a different truck under a different pay schedule. And the majority of the time, grade B does pay less, but right now they are paying more. Now the stop that this driver picks up before me, they were a Dean shipper. Well, last year when DFA bought out Dean's, I don't know if they're still listed as a Dean shipper, but they're marketing milk through DFA. They're not a member of DFA. They're not getting the deductions, which is the next video I'm going to try to make, talking about the capital retains and the equity I got. That, they're not taking that out of them, I don't think, because they're not a member of DFA. But she didn't like the milk inspector from Dean's that she was dealing with, got pissed off, and that's why she switched to grade B. The understanding I've been told from somebody else is that she's only allowed to send X amount of milk a day. So she's like on a quota or a basis system. They never mentioned anything that to me. They never said I couldn't, double my herd and send more milk or anything. They didn't restrict me to nothing. I understand that she is. But I wouldn't swear to that 100%. So, but like I said, I think basically the reason why maybe I still haven't marketed milk because my milk was already going there. But I got the first check, and like I said on the last one, this is what they paid. We get paid based on other solids, butter, fat, and protein. And this is per pound of protein, per pound of butter fat. Butter fat, $2.15 and 41, whatever. However you want to say that. So just over $2.15. And what they do is they pull a sample, they test it, and they can calculate the amount of butter fat you shipped in a month, and they'll calculate that out and times that by $2.15. Same with this and this. And that's where they get your, and that's all they basically use here on this check. Now this is, like I said, there was a Selma XL deduction part of that, and then this was what they paid, well, the advance. This was, like I said, they paid butter, fat, protein, the other solids, and this is what total check was, bonuses, whatever, and the gross check. It came down to $22.62 100 is what they paid me. They just over 62 cents. Last month for DFA, I got $19.26, 27 cents you want to say. But they pay on butter, fat, protein, other solids. You get a producer price differential, and that's basically the difference between grade A and grade B. And they actually took 3 cents out of me last month because of that. Well, that's been up to like $2 and stuff at one point. And then the cell count adjuster, because my cell count was high, they took money out of me because of that, 28 cents, and that was basically the same thing they did here. And then quality, I got a $2 deduction last month because of the high cell count too. So they double dip on that. Then there's a DFA premium, a market adjustment, where they took 60 cents for the market adjustment. But that's where the variables become in. And then there's, well, some months they paid a Mid-East bonus. We didn't get that month or something, whatever. But anyway, they do pay on a lot more stuff. And then they take a lot different deductions and stuff there too. So like I said, I got $22.62. Now here, federal advertising, he took just shy of 5 cents 100 for advertising. Hauling, they have just a flat charge here of it's $90 a pickup, what it worked out to. So it was $90 for every time he pulled in the yard. Operations, they didn't take nothing out for that. I'm not sure what that is. Co-op dues, figured out to 36 cents 100 for dues. And that's basically their marketing fees and stuff, or basically for their office expenses, what that works out to. Field man, they took $25 for that. I don't know if that's a flat fee for the month or if they take so much 100. I'm pretty sure that being $25, I'm pretty sure it's a flat fee. I don't know if that's monthly. I don't know if that's every time he pulls in here. You know, like I had to be inspected before they would start taking it. So I don't know if that was his fee to do the inspection. If this is a monthly thing, I'm not sure what that is. But like I say, whether everybody pays $25 a month and that's what he gets paid doing his job, but you know he's the inspector for grade B. He also does Farmers Union inspections, I think. So like I say, I don't know just how that calculates out. State advertising, they took 10 cents 100 for the state. Then milk hauler charged a fuel surcharge, another 11 cents 100 on that. And assignments, this was, they took, because my cell count was high, I got $1 deduction because of that. Where, like I say, so right now, I got $1 100 higher more than what I would have got for DFA if all this worked out the same, because DFA would have taken a $2 deduction. So right there I made $1 100 more just being grade B. Now, they say that these different things would have worked out different overall. So, like I said, I did get paid more this month per 100, but that's the thing here. Last month, you know, this still would have been a little bit higher there with DFA, because last month butterfat was $1.94 pound. This month butterfat was $2.15. Now DFA would have paid the same. Protein was $3.01 last month. Where this month it's down to $2.75. But like I say, this would have been the same whether it was grade A or grade B. The other thing that affects the amount of my check, which has more influence now, not everybody got $22. Last month my butterfat test was 4.53%. This month my butterfat test was 4.84%. So I had a higher butterfat test. Now, like I say, I still would have got paid more here. The difference is, say somebody only had a 4.34%, a 0.5% less, they would have got paid $1.08 less than what I'm getting paid. Because for every 1% butterfat, they paid, because 1% is 1 pound, because we get paid by the 100 pounds. So a 0.5% would be half that. So basically what you would do for every 100 pounds, you'd take this basically 484 times it by that 216. I had a 373 protein, where last month I had a 350 protein. So I had 0.23% more protein. So like I say, that's because I got a lot of Jerseys and a lot of Shorthorns, and they're more prone to higher components, where Holsteins are prone more for volume. So that's why I end up sending more milk, or less milk, and a higher component test. Other than I can't get my cows. My cow should be sending at least twice of what I'm sending, and I don't know why I can't get that figured out. So, and then that's the other solids. And then the only thing is, and I kind of try to print something else off with this. They don't have no component tests on the month here. Now the inspector gave me a website I could go to, put in my producer number, gave me the password, and I could bring up the monthly results. Well, when I went on there last month, the only one I could get was the 25th. So there was nothing the first half, beginning of the month. Then I did get a quality report where they had the 25th and the 29th on there. So all I know they got for the butterfat and the protein was 2 tests for the month. But they don't show it on here either. So I'm not sure. I think the main reason why there's no components for the first part of the month, because there's a sticker that they put on the manifest and on the samples that they pull that's got, the ones we used to have had barcodes. This one had Q codes, that square with all them dots on it. And they didn't, even the milk hauler commented there one day, he's surprised they haven't got me my stickers yet. So the first half of the month, he was just writing the number on the bottles. They didn't have them codes or the stickers. So maybe that didn't get processed and they didn't just manually enter the information. So towards the end of the month when I had the stickers, but I don't know why it wasn't posted on here. But, I'm assuming here next month for every sample on here, there's going to be a butterfat and protein and other solids. I don't know how often they pull any of the quality tests. I'm sure Selma Excel's pulled every month. The only tests I do know they pulled, because every sample, when the milk truck gets there, first thing they do is they pull a sample out of that truck and test it for antibiotics. And then if that comes back positive, then they pull the samples from each farm and they run that for antibiotics, and whoever tests positive just bought that load of milk. So that's the only test I know for sure they ran on, they didn't run it unless they needed to, but that's one reason they have the samples for the month. But then, like I said, because they didn't have the stickers, they didn't run the components. So basically my average for the month is only based off of 2 samples that I know of. And it might only be one sample, because I know with DFA, because the one sample was the State Department test. They pull at least one sample a month for the health department. And I'm pretty sure DFA doesn't use that one for the calculations in a month. So whether they use that or not, I don't know. So this might only be based off that the test they pulled or sample they pulled on the 29th. But overall, that's, they say, that's, you'll have to go back and watch the other video if you want more explanation on this. I try to explain all that, plus the deductions. Like I said, they take basically the same deductions here. You know, the only difference is DFA takes capital retains, marketing fees would be them dues. Where like I say, they took they took 36 cents, or DFA only took 22 cents. Hauling, yeah, it's complete. Well, they took over $2 a hundred. That was the other thing. DFA took 26 cents destination hauling. So I don't know. I didn't figure out what this one would be per hundred for trucking. It is more money. Because they took $2.10, 16 cents fuel surcharge, and 26 cents. That's $2.46, basically $2.40 or $50, $2.52 at least 100 for trucking. I know this works out to more, but it's just a flat fee. I wasn't sure about the fuel surcharge, so they basically took $90.10. Well, no, this is per 100. So I figured out more, but if this doesn't matter whether I send 1,000 pounds of milk or whether I send 10,000 pounds of milk. So the more milk I send, the cheaper the hauling would be eventually. But right now it is figuring out to more money. But like I say, you can go back and compare that video to this one, and if you want to see more detailed. But overall, like I say, they did take less deductions out of me, different things. Overall, I got $3 and basically $3.33, 100 more than I did last month for DFA. But they're actually paying less on protein, more on butter fat. So like I said, that fluctuates around. My counts were higher, but like I said, all this would have been the same either way. It's just the different things they take out in different ads. So it is what it is. So like I say, basically I made more money. But like I say, I rambled on too much here now, but that's somewhat of the gist of the difference between the two. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch up with you later.